It is once again time for the tutorial, and this time we're building another hidden staircase, one wide, but this time it is completely hidden. What does this mean? There are no visible pistons whatsoever, not even from the inside. So this actually looks like just a regular staircase, nothing fancy showing here. And of course it is button controlled again, so I can close it and open it from any side I want to. So if I'm inside, I can actually easily close it like that. Redstone torch key is not a problem here, so there we go. Redstone torch key is also supported, and then of course when you close it up again from the outside, it works just fine. So that is all the things I needed to say about this. Let's have a quick look at the redstone 2, which is only 10 by 6 by 5, which is fairly compact, but once again it's only a one wide staircase. So let's have a quick look at the resources, and then we will start with the tutorial. Let's get started here. So to build this, you're going to need a 10 by 6 by 5 deep hole, which is going to contain all of the redstone circuitry. I have also laid out the staircase here, so you have an idea where your stairs are actually going to appear once this is all done. So this is going to be 4 blocks from that side, then 1 block from the widest side, and then 2 blocks from the opposite side of that. So if you now know exactly where to dig your hole, then we can get started with the redstone. So we're just going to remove this because we don't need it. So just check out the side where your staircase actually starts, and then count 1, 2, and the third block from the side there, and then count 3 more blocks, and then the 4th block place another block. Then place 2 sticky pistons facing each other, 2 blocks in between, and 3 blocks on top. Then on top of those 3 we're going to place redstone, and also 2 redstone torches on either side, and also 1 redstone torch below here. Okay, then we're just going to place a line of blocks all the way across with 4 redstone dust like that, and then 3 repeaters, which are all on 1 tick and all have a block in front. Okay, then we're going to place some more blocks here with some redstone dust. Then in the middle of these 2, place a block with a block going out from it, which has a repeater facing out on 4 ticks. So very important, 4 ticks there. That goes into another block, which is going to go to this piece of redstone dust. Then we're going to place 3 stacks of 2 blocks like this. So currently it looks a little bit like this. You can just pause it here because you can see everything on this shot. Then we need to place 1 more block here with some redstone dust, and we need to place 2 redstone torches, 1 on top of this block and 1 on top of the middle block here. Then on top of this redstone torch, place another block, and we're pretty much done for this side. So now we're going to put in all the pistons here. I'm just going to lay out the middle blocks here as well. So place 6 blocks in total like this. And now I'm going to place all the pistons. So there's going to be 1 piston here, then 2 pistons here, where the bottom piston is going to have 2 regular floor blocks, and the top piston is going to have 1 floor block and 1 stair, and then the piston behind it is also going to have just 1 stair like that. Then before I forget it, actually, place a sticky piston above this repeater here that is facing upwards. That's going to push up this stair. I always tend to forget this when building this myself, so do not forget it. Then we're going to place more pistons here, 2 regular pistons here with 1 regular block like that, followed by a stair, followed by another regular block. Then 1 normal piston and 1 sticky piston here. Sticky piston is just going to have 1 regular block there, and we are done for this side completely. Now for the next part of the tutorial, we're going to do the other side here. So we're going to start by placing 6 blocks with a repeater here just on 1 tick, and then 4 pieces of redstone dust like that. Then we're going to place just blocks right here, with redstone dust here, here, and there. Then just more blocks, and wait, not this one, like this. Then a repeater here on 3 ticks, very important, and some redstone dust on top of this one. And then just build against the wall 2 more blocks diagonally and a piece of redstone dust on top of that one. So just a quick overview shot of what it actually looks like. And then we're going to place a sticky piston here, right in the corner. We're going to need 1 slime block and a redstone block. Put a slime block and redstone block on top, and then you're also going to need an immovable block. So a furnace is probably the cheapest one, so I recommend using that. Place a repeater on top of the furnace there and put it on 2 ticks. Once again, very important. So that is pretty much all the redstone for this side. So we're going to start putting in our pistons. We're going to place 2 regular pistons like this on top of these 2 blocks, and then 2 more regular pistons in front. Then in front of those regular pistons we're going to place sticky pistons facing upwards, and then on top of these sticky pistons we're going to place another 2 sticky pistons, but then facing towards ourselves, and they are going to have 2 of your floor blocks in front like this. Okay. So then we just need 3 more regular pistons. So this one is a bit tricky, so you're going to want to stand right where I am and then just click on that block there, and then it's going to face towards you. Then place 1 more on top of that, also facing towards you, and then 1 more to the side. So 3 pistons in total. Then you'll see that you actually need to put in some blocks. So the bottom one is going to carry a sticky piston with a regular block on top and another regular block to the side. Then we're going to place some more redstone. So that's actually going to go from this repeater here into a block, which is then going to go into a V-shaped construction like this with a redstone dust in the middle. So place all of these blocks, very important. And that is pretty much it, if I didn't forget anything. So we're going to give this one a quick tester. What you probably have to do still is put in a regular block here, because I forgot about that. And other than that, that should probably all be covered. So, and this input is a T flip-flop, so it's button controlled, but it is inverted, so you're going to need to invert it once before you actually power this line of redstone here, which is your input. So if we now press the button, it should all close, and if you press it again, it should open up. So it's working correctly. If you followed my tutorial, you will now have a working staircase. So now for the button inputs, how do you actually wire this up to a button? Because this is not really hidden. Well, very simple. I'm just going to dig out some space here. The easiest way is using a redstone torch, of course, because that is inverted, and you're just going to place a block here with a redstone torch on the side, and as you can see, you can very easily cover this up with some blocks so it's hidden. And then, oh, didn't mean to do that. Then you can basically just wire up everything to this block here. What I do recommend doing to just prevent butt switches from happening is not placing the block here, but actually moving 1 more to the side. So it's like this. Same result, but you're not going to run into any butt switch issues. So your block should be aligned with the piston below here, and then you can just run in your redstone connections into this block here, as many as you like. So let's just say we're going to wire up an underground button control, so we just go all the way around the circuit, and then this is where our corridor would be. So let's say we place our button here on a block, then we can wire this up all the way around. Keep in mind that if we power this block here, that piston is going to extend, so we're going to want to use a repeater there. And other than that, we can just go all the way like that. And if we now press the button over here, as you can see, it opens up just fine. Anyways, that is one input hooked up. Another thing that people tend to ask quite often is, how do I wire up a redstone torch key? Because that is probably the most popular hidden way of activating something. So the redstone torch key, let's just quickly whip something together. Usually it goes a little bit like this. So blocks on either side, then one side should have a repeater on one tick, and then we just butt power this like this and power this one on the other end, and that is your redstone torch key. Then of course you activate it by placing a redstone torch on the side of this block, and as you can probably see, the output pulse you get here is very short. It's actually a 1 tick delay. So if you place a sticky piston here, you'll see, well, it doesn't even get powered, it's too short, so it's very short. So way too short to control this circuit, because this is button controlled and the delay of the button actually makes this work. So we need to lengthen this pulse, and doing this is actually relatively easy. You just run a repeater on 4 ticks from any of these redstone dusts, and run that into a block, which goes into another repeater, this time on 2 ticks, which goes into another block. Then run 3 pieces of redstone dust here. Just make sure the line of redstone touches this block and this block. And this is basically your input signal. So now you just need to connect this line of redstone to your input here. So for me that's relatively easy. Of course, I'm not really doing a very good job at hiding everything, but I'm pretty sure you can handle that yourself. So if you now place a redstone torch here, you'll see that the staircase opens perfectly fine. If we place it again, you'll see it closes. And it's actually way smoother than with the button here, because it's the shortest possible pulse you can use to open this. But anyways, that is the redstone torch key connected to the staircase. So now all we have to do is fill all this. Okay, there we go. We have filled in everything, so it's all hidden now, except for the redstone torch key, of course, but I'm leaving that up to you. So we can close it from below, like that, just fine. Of course, we would need to place 2 more blocks there. And opening it up is also very easy. And then, of course, using the redstone torch key, we can do the same thing, but from the outside. So that is going to conclude this tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.